You are what you repeat, which means who you are isn't fixed, it's trainable. And that changes everything about how we think about change, about healing, about who we can become. Because most of us think we are stuck. We think our personality is fixed. We think our patterns are permanent, but they're not. They are just habits, and habits can be changed. Here's the thing: 80% of what you believe about yourself comes from your childhood experiences, not from who you actually are, but from what you learned about yourself when you were young and vulnerable and didn't have a choice. And every unprocessed emotion you couldn't express as a child, now it shows up as your body's response. Anxiety began the first time you felt unsafe and no one helped. Depression started when shutting down felt like the only protection. Addiction began when escaping felt easier than being. People pleasing began when love had to be earned. Perfectionism started when love felt conditional. These aren't flaws. They are not character flaws. They are just your mind's best attempt to keep you safe based on your past. Your Someone's behind the door. Your nervous system learned this is how we survive. This is how we stay safe. This is how we get love. And it's been running that program ever since. But here's the problem: your nervous system doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a remember threat. So when you think about something scary, your body responds as if it's actually happening. When you imagine failure, your nervous system prepares for it. When you visualize rejection, your body braces for it. And that's been working against you. But it can also work for you, because if your nervous system doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, then you can use that. When you visualize confident, happy, inspired version of you, your brain rewires for it. Your nervous system starts to believe this is who we are, this is possible, and it begins to reorganize itself around that new identity. But here's the thing: visualization alone isn't enough. You can think your way into a new life while you are still feeling like the old you, because your nervous system doesn't believe thoughts, it believes feelings. So you have to feel your new emotions first: the joy, the gratitude, the freedom, the confidence. You have to feel it until your body believe it's real. Not just think it, feel it. Because your nervous system learns through experience, and feeling is experience. So here is what healing actually is. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about no longer being ruled by who you were trained to be. It's about recognizing this pattern kept me safe once, but I don't need it anymore. This belief protected me, but it's not protecting me now. It's limiting me. And then choosing something different. What was learned can be unlearned. What was wired can be rewired. Your brain is plastic. It can reorganize itself. It can create new neural pathways. But it requires repetition. It requires practice. It requires you repeat the new pattern until it becomes automatic. Just like the old pattern became automatic through repetition. So you spent 20 years being a people pleaser. You can't expect to change it in a week, but you can change it through repetition, through practice, through choosing differently over and over until one day you realize I'm not the people pleaser anymore. That's not who I am. And that's not because you force yourself, it's because you rewire yourself. So here's what I want you to understand. You are not your past. You are not your programming. You are not your patterns. You are what you repeat, and you get to choose what you repeat. So if you want to change who you are, you don't have to become someone new. You just have to repeat something different over and over until your nervous system believes it. Visualize it, feel it, repeat it until your body knows it's real. And then one day you'll look back and realize, I'm not who I used to be. Not because you fought yourself, but because you rewired yourself. So here's my question for you. What patterns are you ready to unlearn? What beliefs are you ready to rewire? And what would it feel like to be someone who doesn't carry that pattern anymore? Visualize it, feel it, and then start repeating it. Because you are what you repeat, and you get to choose what that is.